everybody, welcome back to the Annie Rankers podcast. Been on a bit of a break. You probably haven't noticed. Well, you might have. This wouldn't be the first thing that... Anyways, this is the Annie Rankers podcast where we debate, deliberate, and defecate all over your favorite shows. Welcome back to our 2020 Anime of the Year Awards. Wrapping it up, kind of, right, guys? Maybe a little bit.
Almost.
Almost. Today we have for you biggest surprise of 2020. So this is the anime that had the biggest surprise. We'll probably get into that a little bit more as we go through these shows. But my name is Stefan. Today I'm joined by an all-star cast as usual. Knockern, how you doing?
We're gonna do a new podcast. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm
I'm
so... What?
I'm gonna keep making corny intros consistently.
One day one will stick. How you doing, Tim?
What's good? It's your boy. I'm doing great.
And
Especially
Omar.
after that
I
opening.
am still disgusted, yo.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, without further ado, I think we can just jump into this biggest surprise list here. Does anybody want to volunteer to read out the list today?
No.
It sounds
Not
great.
really.
All right, it's one of our shorter categories. So we have for biggest surprise of 2020, Akudama Drive, BNA, Decadence, Fire Force Season 2, Great Pretender, Higurashi When They Cry Go, Interspecies Reviewers, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 3, Jujutsu Kaisen, Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 2, Talentless Nana, The Day I Became a God, The Misfit of Demon King Academy, History's Strongest Demon King Reincarnates and Goes to School with His Descendants, and Tonikawa Over the Moon for You. So that's, I don't know, maybe like 15 shows, and we will be finding one winner and two runners-up. So, we will get to cutting. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yup. Oh man, can I start off with cutting? Since
Go ahead, Knocker. What do you want to cut?
Tim has made this point before we started recording this podcast, but I think we should get rid of things like Kaguya.
Yeah.
One
that's
show
what-
at a time.
No, Kaguya-sama
Yeah,
definitely.
Kaguya should not be on there.
It shouldn't even
I
be on
think-
the list.
I think the reason I put it on the list was because it was such a step up from season 1, in my opinion. But and that surprised me. But yes, you're right. It doesn't belong on this list, regardless. But I did
I
like.
don't even
season
know
2
if
a
I
lot
would
You're
more
the
say
than
that.
only one that
I
feels
li-
that way.
I think
Yeah,
I
I don't
think
even
they
know
did.
I would say that. I think it's just consistently good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
it is consistent. I just liked the things they did with some of the other characters, other than Kaguya and Shirogane in this season. But it can go.
I didn't even realize it was on the list. I would have taken it off beforehand.
Well, it's not on the list anymore. Okay. I will nominate one.
All right.
Hold up. Hold up. I said that, and then I looked at the list, and I realized I didn't. Okay, Fire Force Season 2. Low-key, pretty surprising. I like the season a lot more than I thought I would, and a lot more than the first season. Maybe that's a hot take, but yeah, it's not going to be top 3 for me, so it probably shouldn't hang around. Is that everybody okay
Who
with
added
that?
Fire Force
Yeah,
to this list?
I'm okay with it going.
I
The
added
same
it.
person
Shut
that
up.
adds anything to any
Bro,
list.
what is this? You just add anything?
Why
Yeah,
not-
basically.
No, it
Wait,
was a
it's Fire-
surprise.
It was
It's Fire
not.
Force.
You're the
It's
only
on
one
And
who
for
feels
me,
that way.
yeah,
It is
that's
not.
why
It
that's
is
why I
not.
got rid of it, because I was the one who was
What,
surprised.
did you not give it a shout out or something?
All right, let's talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. Or I don't know. Is it Jujutsu?
Well, before that, I want to
Nah.
get rid of Higurashi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else to say about that. I just want to get rid of it. I'll probably be talking about it more in a category that's yet to come. So, yeah.
It doesn't belong here, though.
No, it doesn't belong
Nah.
All right, well, the more Higurashi talk to come.
here. Yeah.
Ooh. Can we get rid of? Okay, Tonikawa.
Okay.
Because I feel like this show it's really good, right? But it wasn't like, damn, this is like, I didn't expect it to be this good. I thought it was like around about as good as I thought in my head when watching this show. I thought it was gonna be a very
Sure.
cute romance show, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I guess
yeah.
I didn't have super high expectations going in, I guess. So, but it was good. I really enjoyed Tonikawa. But yeah, we can let it go, I guess. It belongs elsewhere. Probably.
So the more I look at this, the more like I feel like we're gonna be fighting.
What about okay? So
How about the misfit of Demon King Academy?
oh, okay,
Yeah, let's
we
get
can
rid
go
of
with
this,
that
get rid
first.
of
Can we maybe get rid of that one? Okay, just it
Yeah.
was a good show, but I was honestly expecting.
Was it?
Oh, well, I was expecting less. I liked it.
I was expecting it to basically be just like super, like one of the many just like boring like super OP main character just
That's
things. And I mean it was that, but it wasn't boring. So I
Yeah.
think that's the main reason why I thought it was like pretty surprising. But yeah, I think we could get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, so wait, but what I was gonna say before, so Stefan, specifically you, because I think you're the one that would probably, if anybody was gonna fight for this one, it would be you. What's keeping like interspecies reviewers? What about that one?
You know what? You know what's crazy?
That
Is
show,
like
that show's
low
pretty
key-
damn surprising, man.
I mean, but
Okay,
okay, but like in what sense?
In what
though?
context?
Yeah, because I'm like, if you read the like what the show is about, you know what the show's about. You hear it's like, oh, this is a show about people reviewing brothels.
Even after you read the synopsis of the show just goes so much
See,
further
I wouldn't say
into that than you expect.
I
mean,
I
like maybe you
wouldn't
got like
say
maybe you got like
I
I didn't
shocking.
expect it to be as.
Maybe you got like
Okay.
shocking.
Nah, you kind of knew
but
what
not
the show was
really
about.
surprising.
But the other thing is, I also really enjoyed this show.
Yeah,
so
but I
did
mean,
not
this-
expect to enjoy.
I mean, this is not the
going
most
into-
enjoyed category.
Oh
It's
no,
the most
biggest
surprising.
surprise.
Yeah, he's
something
just
I didn't
surprised at
have-
how much he was enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it, especially after knowing the ridiculous concept that it was.
I don't know.
I
I just
mean-
feel like after the third episode, the second episode, I kind of I kind of knew what the show was about. You know?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I mean, it's
I'm
not like that.
probably-
I mean, I wouldn't use that as a knock for like it being most
Yeah.
surprising, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted your thoughts onto why it was specifically
pretty
on this
surprising.
list because, like,
Maybe shocking.
yeah,
Maybe
that's
it's
what
like
I was thinking. I was
most
like, it's more shocking. It's like, oh my god, I wasn't
I feel like
expecting it to go
shocking and
that
surprising.
deep.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of means the same. I feel like, man, maybe that one hangs around a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't want to get rid of that
I
one
don't
yet.
really have a really huge hatred for it. So I feel
Yeah,
like
I
it's
just
okay.
like I wasn't necessarily saying we should get rid of it. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on like why it
Yeah.
was specifically like on this list
Yeah.
and sticking around. So
I think B and A can probably go. I think I can let that one go.
okay.
It's Trigger. If you knew what Trigger was going into it, you kind of it was good. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of expected it to be even better than it was. Not saying that it was bad, but yeah, biggest surprise. It doesn't really.
It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel.
Ooh, okay. This is gonna be my not my hot take, but I guess my hot take. I want to get rid of Jujutsu Kaisen, Talentless Nana, both of them.
Well, before
And-
if we're taking one at a time,
I was about to
alright.
use profanity on you.
If we're taking one at a time,
No, the reason
I would
is,
be okay with going with you with Jujutsu Kaisen. Honestly,
Possibly, yeah, because it was kind of
Yeah.
hyped up at the beginning, but
yeah.
I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't reading too much into before Talentless Nana came out, but it's basically I think one of the mainstays on this category for me. I didn't,
Yeah, me too. I want
Yeah.
that to stay. I want
I
Talentless
don't
Nana
know
to stay.
what the context for you.
No.
is.
My only thing is that because I read Talentless Nana and Tim also read Talentless Nana, so with that context in mind,
But
both
I
of
feel
us
like-
kind of knew what we were getting
Did
into.
you still think it was gonna be? Oh, okay. Well,
I thought it
No,
was. I still
because
thought it was
in-
better than like I thought the anime
No,
was
I
gonna
mean,
be.
My whole thing is that the biggest part of the anime, because if we're being honest here, like what's the main part of the what makes that anime really really good is the story and like the characters and like all the plot and
That
centric
is your
like,
fault for reading the
parts
manga.
of the show. Nah, but like okay, but the thing is like what makes like to me that's what made it surprising. But because we already knew what was
we
gonna happen,
we
so,
always take this from an anime only perspective.
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
yeah,
we do
but
always take it from an anime only perspective.
I mean, in that
Normally, I'm the
that's
one who
true.
just cuts you off right immediately as soon as you
I
start
would've-
talking about the
would've-
manga,
yes,
but I didn't do it
no,
this
no
time.
manga.
Nah, but like that's but like even with that means in even with Jujutsu Kaisen, like everybody had the expectation of it, knowing that it was good, was because of the manga material. Like those two.
Yeah,
are, like,
no,
very
you're kind of right. You're
interconnected.
kind of right. Those are in
So, like-
somewhat similar boats in that way.
Yeah. So in my whole thing is that,
But I feel like
for
expectations.
me personally,
Yeah,
don't know.
expectations. Yeah,
expectations were
for Jujutsu
different.
Kaisen were pretty high,
Yeah, definitely.
and that
oh,
was
no.
definitely not the case with Talon's not.
Talon-
From
I
my
feel like-
perspective,
I feel like
heard
Talon
that.
is not
I
for the
agree with
most
that. I
part
agree with
flew under the radar. Like even that it was like
yeah.
All the way to the end, I feel like. It
yeah,
kind of
like I mean, like specifically, like even because,
Yeah.
like he said, I read the manga before too, but like even like knowing that I was getting an anime adaptation, like I knew that I was getting one, but I didn't know when it was coming out. And then when I saw that I was coming out like this, like last year, I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know it was coming out. It just kind of like snuck by like without me even knowing about it. So I felt like it was like more under the radar thing. With Jujutsu Kaisen was, that's pretty big. I think people were expecting it to be like, oh man, this is going to be the new shonen thing that's coming out. So I think it really had those kind of expectations coming in. So that's why I don't think that one. I think that one can kind of go as surprising, but I think Talentless Nana will probably stick around.
Yep,
I'd agree with that.
I agree completely.
All right, so we'll cut Jujutsu Kaisen then, and we'll cut a couple more, and then I'll read the list here.
Hold on, can we get rid of Akudama Drive? Do you think that stays?
Okay.
Or like not?
Akudama Drive has a really surprising ending, and I'm not sure where Akudama Drive belongs on here, honestly, because there was like no expectations going in, right?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of basic. Or it's kind of basic for like a bit, but it's real like stylistic, so you kind of hang along. And then at the end of the show, it just went off. I was just like, what is going on right now? I'm gonna, spoiler alert, I think I'm about to talk about the ending of Akudama Drive. If you want to see it, just know the ending is insane. So it ends up that, I remember, I've talked about it a little bit before. It's basically like a heist show with like a bunch of different characters, right? And they all have like their different archetypes. There's a doctor, a hacker, and then there's like a normal girl who just kind of happens in, and everyone thinks she's a swindler, basically. And I'm just gonna say, by the end of that show, they're like, it's the swindler and one other person. Everybody else is dead for various other reasons, which is kind of expected. And they're protecting like this boy and girl who are like immortals, and they're trying to. And there's this other like, everyone has uploaded their mind into this like internet to like live on forever, and they want to use the kids as immortal bodies to live on in forever or some shit like that. And then the executioners show up and they kill the main chick, which I didn't expect. And then the dude on the bike like takes the kids somewhere. It's a spectacle. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain and really get out there, but I was not expecting it to be like as good as that ending actually was. I don't think it. Oh, let me look at the list.
Yeah, we're gonna be fighting a lot because a lot of these shows, like,
I think
very.
I guess we can probably cut it. It's. Yeah, I mean, how are we feeling about Don Machi? Don Machi season 3.
Oh
If you
man, I was
compare to
just,
season 2. If you
updates,
compare to season 2, I think it is a big surprise.
Yeah, that's
Season
why
2
it's here,
disappointed
right?
me.
yeah, it's
Season
just
2
like
disappointed me
how
greatly.
bad season 2 was to go
Yeah.
to season 3 and be like,
I mean,
this is actually kind of
That's
interesting
honestly
again.
the definition of a big surprise, because like
It is.
because I was honestly so, and then like the ending of season 2, I was just very like, wow, I
Yeah.
did not expect how
At that
Okay,
point,
you know what?
At that point, you're
Yeah.
almost like, I don't even know if I want more Don Machi. And then season 3 comes and you're like,
yeah, exactly.
okay,
That was exactly how I felt.
yeah.
Season 2 was so bad for me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let Akudama Drive go because
Okay.
I don't.
I
think
mean,
it's top.
I've heard other people say the same thing, Stefan, as far as the ending.
It's
being like
pretty
that.
shocking, but it's
So I
just
mean,
the
I think
ending.
that's, I wouldn't blame you for wanting to like keep it hang around, but I mean,
Yeah,
I've heard
I
others
mean,
say the same.
Maybe there's some best moment stuff in there that I need to look into, but we can cut Akudama Drive.
Okay.
All right,
Can we also get? Okay, can we also
Only
get?
6 left.
Oof.
this man Nokrin's on a rampage.
No, I'm just trying to know because okay,
How
I
about
know
the day I
lo-
became a god?
Yeah,
let's-
I was
let's
looking at
maybe-
that one.
I don't
next.
know, man. I haven't finished it
Maya-
personally,
yeah,
but
I haven't
it's
finished
been
it
contempt
either.
for me so far. Like,
Mm.
there's
For
some
me-
good
yes,
laughs in that one.
See, this
That's
is
what I'm
another one
thinking,
that is
too.
like
Some good
no
tears in that
absolute,
show too.
yeah, absolutely
we had-
no expectation going in, especially because it's just like an anime original thing that this author came up with.
Oh,
So it's
wow,
like,
really?
yeah. So we had like no idea what the story was going to be coming into this, and then like, and it was like just so solid like in the beginning because like there's this overarching plot thread about like the end of the world or whatever, and you're just like, but it's so far in the background and all the stuff is happening. You're just like, oh, this is really fun and interesting. And then when you get to like the serious stuff, then you're like, oh my goodness. It's like someone would say, it's like pulling on your heartstrings. It's like trying to make you cry. So I'm like, I was kind of expecting it from this author, but like, dang, like it's, I don't know. It's really hard to say. Cause like, yeah, just because of having like literally no expectations going into the show and just watching it based off of like, oh, I know this guy did like Angel Beats and stuff like that, and that's all I know. So
I agree with you. I haven't finished it yet, but but legitimately every single episode that I've seen so far was a really like I wouldn't say fresh or
yeah.
It's been like really like good, right? And because we don't have any source material to backtrack to, I feel like it gets bonus points, if that makes any sense. Like I'm really curious to see what happens next. I'm like, yo, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know like anything.
And that's definitely the case. Like especially early on, because you're basically just going like day by day, and different stuff is just happening. There's not necessarily too much like connecting each of the first couple episodes, so you're just kind of like. And or at least for me, I was expecting things to get serious, obviously, because of the author and everything. I was expecting things to get serious, but I was like, I don't know when it's going to come. I don't know how it's going to come. I don't know what's going to happen. And then seeing like the actual like way that it turns that way, I'm like, oh my, I was not expecting that at all. That kind of got me out of nowhere. So yeah, I don't know. This one's going to be hard because I don't really want to get rid of it, but.
All right, well, Omar, how do you feel about? Let's talk about Decadence a little bit. How do you feel about Decadence on this?
I thoroughly enjoyed Decadence. I mean,
I also enjoyed Decadence.
I wouldn't say I don't know about biggest surprise. I mean, we've talked about it in previous.
I think it's another case where it's like an anime original.
Yeah.
So there was again no expectations going in.
Exactly, and then there's kind of like a plot twist in the second or third episode.
Oh yeah, actually that was
even
crazy,
like the ending was very fulfilling for me. It kind of went as far as I thought it would, and then tugs the heart a little bit towards the end, and then you get kind of like a good ending. So I was content with it. I guess it's one of my, when did it come out? Fall? Did it come out in the fall?
Something like that.
It came out.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite during that anime season. So I mean, I think it's pretty spot on for big surprise, but I don't know. I'd be okay.
Well, just so we mention all the shows, I'm gonna put Great Pretender in a similar boat. That show was just another anime original, of course. So there's no real precedent for it, or precedent, whatever. But it was just like a good ride all the way throughout. Like it was just like consistently solid to the point where I watched all 20-something episodes in one night.
Bro,
and it had those really high moments. It had them really low moments, and it's a really good show. Like that's probably one of the shows I would recommend the most on this list.
Stefan, I'm not gonna lie to you, Stefan, because
how's there even enough time for that?
I couldn't sleep. I just
like making up hours in the day somehow or something.
maybe an evening to a night.
Okay. No, yeah, I got you. Which is still crazy, but I understand
talk about this
now.
for another day.
No, I mean it's fine. I did the same thing with.
Y'all are animals.
I did the same with other show, the Crocodile Basket.
But yeah, Great Pretender is great. I'm just gonna say the Great Pretender is my favorite show on this list. So I really want that one to stick around.
So my thing with Great Pretenders is that maybe because I don't know what it is, but like it's a really good show. It's a really I think out of all the shows on this list, I mean I can't speak for The Dad Became a God because I'm like halfway through, but I think on this list, I think it's like one of the best or the best show on this list. But the thing about Great Pretenders is that all the because it's not a heist show.
It's not a heist show, but it's a heist show.
It's a heist show, yeah. Like all the heists that they do, I literally predicted every single one.
No. That's just you. That's just you.
No.
I don't know
He's trying
how.
to brag.
Yeah, he's trying.
No,
yeah,
but
he's
like,
trying.
My brain is kind of big.
A lot of that stuff.
No,
yeah.
I'm just
A
saying.
lot of that stuff
like,
is extremely
We're not all
unexpected.
Nocturne.
no. Literally, Stefan was literally there with me for the first two of them.
Yeah,
I was-
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You were getting on my nerves when you kept just guessing
wasn't-
until you got it right.
It
but-
wasn't hard. Like there'll be scenes where they would specifically like.
Why don't you
focus
just
on
sit
one
back and
I-
enjoy
Yeah,
the
I was
show?
gonna say
Why?
that. I was gonna say you gotta nitpick and try and guess what's gonna happen.
No, but it's
Yeah.
not my fault. I can see it. Like I'm just
Alright.
saying.
Oh wow.
But like, either way,
That
like,
first.
And I mean, really,
heist, I
No,
don't know what
but
to call it.
but we're
Con?
talking about biggest surprises, right?
Man,
And
this
if the
show's pretty
show
fucking
didn't
surprising, dude.
surprise me,
That-
if the show didn't surprise me, then it shouldn't be on this list.
I don't-
That's
well,
my
I mean,
point.
according
I
to
don't
you,
know.
it shouldn't be on this list.
Yeah, because I literally every single one of these shows, everybody has agreed that it
You
should
didn't
be
predict
on
all
here,
of
right?
them. You didn't predict the
No,
last one. Don't even
I
lie
didn't-
like
I'm not-
that.
I'm
No
not
one
on
could
the
have
last
predicted
one
that
yet.
last one.
I'm not on the last one.
Oh,
yet.
you're not even on the-
I'm on.
okay,
I'm
well,
on. I'm on the three out of the four.
So you haven't even
the-
finished the show yet, then?
No, but at 3 out of the 4 heists that I've seen, I have predicted.
It's literally
So I don't
impossible for you to
understand.
predict the last one. I'm just.
You
gonna
know
put
what?
that out
You
there.
can take the last one out because I haven't seen that part, right? Sure, that's fine. But my point is, if I can predict 3 out of the 4 heists, it should not be most surprising. It could be contested for best anime of the year. Sure, go ahead. We can have that. We can have that
This
argument
doesn't
there.
feel right.
No, but I mean, like,
Nocturne's too
so-
big brain. We need to take that.
I
into
mean, also
consideration.
surprising doesn't necessarily mean that you're surprised at every single thing that happens in the
Yeah,
show.
I mean, if it was that, then we get rid of Don Machi right now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like
I
that
know,
had any
but-
plot beats that were like,
I
oh,
mean,
I didn't see
sure.
that coming, because you can
Okay,
mostly
but, like-
see what's happening and what's gonna happen.
Okay,
But-
listen, y'all can be defensive all you want, but we gotta trim down the fat to only
I
top
don't think.
3.
I don't think
and
that's
if you
the
need,
one to trim down.
I think that's the one to trim down. I think it's one of, like I said, I think it's probably one of the best show on this
As
list.
a
It could be
Decadence
a
fan, I
contestant.
think Decadence probably.
No, I think
know-
the day I became a god could probably go.
You know what?
See,
I think I agree. I
Yeah.
think that one could
and
probably also go.
interspecies reviewers.
Oh, I don't know about that
Oh,
one.
you know what?
Man, the
I'm
thing-
okay
They
with it.
Became a God feels so. It feels so difficult to remove that one just because
It does.
of the
Yeah.
just
I haven't seen.
just
See,
because
okay,
of the quality of the show, like juxtaposed to the what's it called, expectations of the show. Just based off of that, I would want to keep it there, but I don't know. Yeah, we do have to get rid of something. I'm willing to relent on that. It's not like I'm so like stuck on that being in the top 3 that I don't want to get rid of it. So
Yeah.
if we have 2 people that are okay with getting rid of it, then I'll be okay with it too. And Knockman's opinion doesn't matter since he didn't finish it. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't finish it either. I didn't.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
I was gonna say,
but
that's what I'm
like
saying.
I'm okay with your opinion though.
what?
Choose your opinions. All right, I think we're cutting the day I became a god. Then.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, so now since none of y'all want to eliminate anything, let me make some propositions.
Wait, are we cutting the day I became a god? Or
Yeah,
we-
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, well, let me read the
Yeah.
list because we have 5 left here.
Yeah.
We only need to cut 2 more. So we have Decadence, Great Pretender, Interspecies Reviewers, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 3, and Talentless Nana. So we have to cut 2 of these and pick a winner.
Okay,
basically.
so I'm gonna make some suggestions, right? I think we should Talentless Nana because Tim and I already have
Oh
already
my.
had expectation. No, but
No,
here's the
we
thing, here's
said
thing.
the manga.
No, listen.
I don't want to cut it based off of that. I don't want to cut it based off of
No,
that.
my whole thing, right, is that like essentially, right, we already had expectations of the show. And it's a personal list, Stefan.
It is
that
a
Yes, there's a
means-
personal list.
Yes.
Don't speak for me. Speak for yourself.
No, but
Because I
okay,
did read
sure.
it, but I don't think we should get rid of it.
Like legitimately, like okay, in terms of the plot, in terms of the story, it was exactly how I envisioned it because I had the source material. Granted, if I didn't have the source material and I did have an expectation of the show, right, then sure it will be on this list. But I do, therefore it should be.
See,
should be on this
for
list.
me, looking at
I
it,
feel like if we cut Talentless Nana for that, I feel like we have to cut Don Machi for the same thing. But I think
Okay,
Don Machi
so-
probably sticks
so-
around.
no,
I don't-
but like,
I don't think it'll
no,
be-
let
but
me
That's a
hold on a
different
second.
thing, though.
Give me an opportunity. I'm going to speak on Talentless Nana as the other person that's read the source material. I was looking at it through a lens of a person that hasn't read the manga before, and I'm like going into this, like especially right in the beginning, first episode, you're like, okay, I'm seeing these characters introduced. Also, kind of, I guess the art may kind of give some stuff away, whatever. But like looking at it, I'm like, I see this dude introduced, main seemingly as a main character type with this female main character, and you're like, okay, these are the people we're going to be following. Also, it's kind of like, both of them kind of have Nana on their name. It's kind of like, whatever. You can look at it as, oh, these two are going to be the people we're following. And then to where the first episode ends, and you're just like,
Spoiler alert.
well, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, I wasn't going to say what actually happened, but
No, go ahead and say it. I said spoiler.
No,
Now you can say
it's
it.
fine. Go with it.
I'll just keep it vague. The
Yeah.
first episode ends, and your expectations are completely like shattered, basically, and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, so that's not what this is about. Oh, that's kind of crazy. And from
Man,
that point
Decadence
on,
does that same thing though.
well, I'm
see,
not saying
yeah,
anything
see-
against Decadence though. I'm especially because I haven't watched it. I'm just saying specifically for Talentless Nana. I'm like, man, that switch is like, it's such a huge thing. And then like, I mean, throughout the shows, there's just different situations that you're like, oh, I mean, obviously the main character is gonna work their way out of it, but like, you're kind of waiting to see how it happens. And I mean, some of the stuff is a little over the top, but I'm just like, it's enjoyed every single kind of like twist or like way that the main character finds the way out of the situations they're in. Is like, oh, it's like, oh man, that was so cool. That was so like some of it's, quote unquote surprising, but I'm just like, I don't think the show should be completely thrown away because it's just like, oh, I read it before, so obviously I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, of course, because you read it, you're gonna know what's gonna happen.
Let me
Yeah.
rebuttal you real quick because we can play this empathy game of, oh, you know what, like if I can pretend that I haven't read the manga, then technically I would be surprised. But this is a personal list,
No, that
as
only
we've been
pushes me
saying,
more to want to
and
top 3.
Well, two of the people here didn't read it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
but personally, as a viewer who's read the manga, who's without, you can pretend to be like, you know what, if I didn't read the manga, then technically I would have this opinion. But you read the manga, you know what was about to happen. It didn't oversee your expectation, and so you shouldn't be on this list.
I mean,
And we
also,
gotta get rid of something.
to be
We gotta
honest,
get
the
rid of
quality of
something.
the show was better than I thought it was gonna be.
I thought it was round about exactly how. It was like the animation wasn't crazy.
Well, of course
Well,
you
then it-
did.
like-
I thought
the animation-
I mean, honestly, I didn't think that show looked exceptional.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I was
I'm
gonna
not.
say, it
I'm,
looks
well, I'm
fine.
not,
It
and I'm
looks
not
fine.
saying that it looked
Didn't
exceptional,
have to
but I
be.
thought it looked better than it. I thought it was actually better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be
thought-
worse than that. So
I thought it looked pretty.
Really?
Yeah, I
think
did.
the
I
anime
honestly
looked
did.
Really, I thought the actual looked.
I thought they were gonna just be like, for the most part, phone it in. I thought that was gonna happen, and I don't necessarily think they did that. I don't think it like stands out by any means or anything like that. But like, I don't think they phoned it in. I thought they were gonna phone it in, honestly. So
all it comes down to for me is that Decadence and Talentless Nana had this, both other two, well, I guess Interspecies Reviewers kinda, but they had like this not plot twist, but like, yeah, I guess like this, you have an expectation, they diverge it and makes me think, and it surprises you, right? In one of the first couple episodes. But the thing is, Talentless Nana, I knew the plot twist. Tim, you knew the plot twist.
No.
yeah,
Okay,
so
Decadence-
the
Why
two
are
other
you
people
weighing
here
that so
didn't know the
heavily?
plot twist.
No,
Why
but
are
like
you weighing
no,
that
but like
so
in
heavily?
because
Two
okay,
other people here
consider
didn't know what the
what?
plot twist was gonna be. All right.
Okay, but
All
the
right.
fact that
Hold on. Both of y'all did both of y'all at least watch like the beginning of the show? I don't even remember.
yeah.
What do you mean?
No, I'm talking Omar and Stefan.
Yeah,
Both of y'all at least.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. So did either of you expect the twist at the end of the first episode?
No,
not at
no.
all.
Exactly.
We're not talking about Omar and Stefan. We're talking about
We're talking about all of us. We're talking about all of
personally
us.
This is our
knew
list.
This is
were not
all of our
surprised.
lists. It's not just you and me.
You were not surprised by this twist, and so it shouldn't be on your biggest surprise list. Okay, Decadence and Great Decadence.
I don't
and
like- I like how
you
you're trying to
be
viewers.
surprised.
I like how you're
I
trying
don't
to
like
tell
this.
me
I don't
what
like this
my
line of
list should
argument.
be.
Yeah, it
You
shouldn't,
can have your
That
own
makes no
opinions, but
sense.
I
That
don't
makes
agree
no
with
sense.
that.
All right, let's do this.
Okay,
Let's do this differently.
If we literally compare it to Decadence and Interspecies Review, we had no expectation of this show. Tim and I already had an expectation and he met it.
I don't think
That
this
argument
logic's
is
gonna
not-
work out.
This argument
I-
is
I don't
so
think this is the
dumb.
way.
You can say
It's
it's not
so
as
dumb.
impactful, or you don't think it's that good of a show.
Okay,
but-
fine. So what? Legitimately, y'all will have.
Okay,
I'm just.
how about this?
Deep-
Can we put Don Machi on the list? I feel like Don Machi belongs on this list, right?
Yeah, I honestly feel that way because
I
it's
think
a
so, too.
continuation. You would have only watched it if you saw season 2, and you would have had, low expectations.
No
after that one.
expectations.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I honestly do think that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that one definitely deserves a stay.
Does interspecies reviewers belong on this list?
I mean, I honestly don't think so.
I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, I don't think so. But that is the way.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
All right, I mean, if that's the consensus, it's a shocking show, but it's shocking that someone had the balls to get an anime like this created, and greenlit.
Yeah, and I mean,
for some
didn't they
period
pay
of
for
time.
it in like what's it called? They stopped like what's it called?
Funimation
Stop
stopped
streaming it or whatever.
Yeah, stop streaming.
Yeah, they paid for that.
The only show that got even close to that.
Oh
a
man,
few shows.
that almost makes you want to keep it
Prison
though.
No.
No, all right, no.
Yeah, I think it should
And-
go.
This show
Yeah.
was so shocking that they had to take it down.
Yeah,
That's just more shock factor rather than biggest surprise.
yeah. It's not like
Yeah.
it was a literally shock factor of like they're like, oh, y'all were getting
Man,
this raunchy.
we should have
with
made
this
a
stuff, right?
category for.
No, we shouldn't
made a
have.
category.
No, we
for
shouldn't
just
have.
No, we
numbers.
should.
I don't know.
No.
All right, so it just comes down to these three. Which one we want to get rid of?
All
out
right,
of
so we
these
got
three?
Decadence, Great Pretender, and Talentless Nana are the
Y'all can
three we're
battle
trying
over
to
it.
rank.
You already know my.
I haven't seen Great
You already
Pretender,
know my
so
opinion.
therefore my opinion of it is lower than the other two. So I am nudging Great
With-
Pretender to be out. But
with me,
then
at
again, I
least
haven't
with
seen
Great
it.
Pretender-
I
Yeah.
would probably nudge for Decadence to be
See, like
Man,
I said
it's hard 'cause
before,
I haven't
at
seen
least-
either of those shows.
Nocrin's
so-
nudging for
Okay.
Talentless Nana to be
My thing, like I said, my thing, at least with Decadence and Great Pretenders, I had no expectations of the show,
That
and it
is
surprised me.
your fault.
Yeah, it's
most
not-
of
that
the
is
time.
we
your
heard you.
fault. That
We-
is
we-
your fault.
Yeah,
Your
but
opinion
No one
doesn't-
told you to go
Yes.
read the source material.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my
That should
fault. I
not
read it way
impact-
before the anime got announced. Tim, you
It is
made me
your
read the
fault.
manga. You made me read them. Yo,
Oh, he
it don't matter.
physically forced you
My
to
point-
read it.
I didn't.
Is what
I
it
just
sounds
recommended the
Man,
manga,
you know
and
what?
this
Y'all know
was
what I
before,
meant.
this was
Don't
before
twist
it was
it.
even announced that there was gonna
Yeah.
be an anime
Yeah.
adaptation. So
Yeah, exactly.
how would I
Either
have
way,
known it was even gonna get one?
Okay, no, my point is, like I said before, I'm gonna say it again because you're not paying
We
attention.
heard you. You
If you
don't
need
have
to
to
get
say
rid
it
of
again.
something, if you need to get rid of something, get something that at least nobody had an expectation of it, and it surpassed, and it did better. Like whatever,
You know,
I don't know.
Knocker, how about
You know what
this?
I mean.
You remember how you said you could guess all the heists for Great Pretender? How about we nudge Great Pretender out because
No.
you were able to predict everything? So I mean, it's
But
no
at
big
least-
surprise then, right?
Yeah, weren't you the biggest advocate?
It's a
of,
surprise because it was
but
so
you can't say
good.
that.
Me?
Yeah, you were like
No, that's
weren't
different
you
from
like-
that's different from you saying that you read the source material. I mean, at least you're like at least you didn't spoil yourself in this sense. You're actually like thinking. I think that's more.
yeah.
I think that's more
Tim, where are you leaning? Let's hear what Tim
Valuable in a
thinks,
sense.
even
Well,
though
I
Tim
mean,
has seen one of these.
I do
shows.
want to keep Talentless Nana, but that would mean get rid of one of the other two. But I've not seen either of them, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Tough.
Like it. Yeah, it's. I don't
We
know.
need to give Nocrin's opinion
It
some credibility
sounds
here,
like
and I think we need
Talentless
to
Nana
get
Yes.
is
Pretender out of here.
staying, right? I think we get Decadence out. No, stop. You just want to cut Great
What do you
Pretender.
mean?
You don't even.
Nocrin could guess
So
all the
okay,
heists,
so
I mean,
so wait, so
I did guess
let
all
me
that.
let me hear Stefan and Omar your opinions on. Do you guys think Talentless Nana should stay here? Do both of you think that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Okay,
on
then
that
I feel like we
premise-
should.
Yeah,
I feel
or-
like it should
go ahead.
stay then.
Yeah, I mean, on that premise,
I think-
Decadence follows the same kind of thing, to be honest, as Talentless Nana with the big kind of like turnaround within the second episode. Like, you're just like, whoa,
Okay.
I did not
Yeah.
see that. As
Yeah,
it has
but
the
it
same
doesn't-
kind of like surprise twist.
So yeah,
But it
what
doesn't
is
really matter for us. Like, it matters in terms of like the plot, but it's not like.
I mean,
I
that's
mean,
the
I
whole
was
story.
generally
The whole
surprised.
story is based on the
Yeah.
plot. What are you
Yeah.
talking
The
about?
plot,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the story.
so
It,
so
it wasn't. It
it
wasn't
was a
as
good story,
shocking
too.
as Talentless Nana's. Like,
Yeah, no, I
It wasn't
I
like, oh my
agree,
gosh,
but
this-
we're not
this show
judging
is
it
not
by
that-
shock
Actually-
factor again. It's definitely a surprise twist. Like, oh, this is where it's going.
I feel like Great Pretenders is surprising only because.
Hey man,
it
Nocrin
was-
guessed
it
all
was
the
so.
heists.
Wait,
Oh, hold on, no.
Nocrin
You know what?
guessed all the heists.
Regardless of the heist,
Yeah,
it's
forget about that.
surprising because it's an anime original. I had no expectations going in, and it ended up being one
These
of my
anime
favorite shows
originals
of the
should
year.
not.
Okay,
You can
so-
say the
so,
same
yeah,
thing about
that's also
Decadence
an
too.
anime.
I know, but that
Yeah,
shouldn't be.
Decadence is
I
Decadence.
I feel like that shouldn't
All-
be really talking.
Stefan,
point.
all these points that you said could be the same about Decadence. It was an
Yes,
anime-
but I
it was
like
an
Great
anime
Pretender
original.
more than Decadence is what I'm saying right now.
I know, and okay. So
I
if
also, honestly, if I didn't watch Great Pretender, I would have had Decadence up here. But I like Great Pretender more than I like Decadence.
what do you
It was
think?
I mean, this is
better.
not the
What do you
most.
think, Nocrin?
Okay. Here's what I think.
He hasn't
right?
seen
Okay.
Decadence, and he's.
Oh, you
I've
haven't?
seen, like,
You
I've seen,
haven't?
like,
You knew
okay,
what
no,
was
I've
happening.
seen
I thought
a
you
decent
did.
amount.
I thought you
Okay,
did.
well, no, I've seen like a quarter of it.
Oh,
so I know the plot
that's
twist.
enough. Okay. It's a
Yeah,
good
so
show.
yeah,
It
yeah,
ends
another
well.
plot
Let me just
twist.
tell you, it made me tear up a little bit
Okay.
at the end. Like it really,
My thing-
it really gives it to you.
Yeah, I will say.
Pause.
Okay, the thing is, if you're talking about like,
Talking about what?
if you're talking about like the shock, I mean, I don't want this to become like a shock value
If it was, we
type
should have
beat.
kept interspecies.
yeah, that would have won for shock
Like,
value.
I will tell you though, in terms of like anime quality, in terms of like, I think The Great Pretender is a better show than Decadence from what I've seen so far. But if you're talking about predicting the show and like the plot twist and the impact of the plot twist and the surprise that came from the first few episodes, Decadence got.
I don't
Game
know.
All
of
right,
the
there
Year.
we go. All right, that's all I need.
So from what I'm like understanding is that Stefan, you think Great Pretender, like in terms of surprising, it's surprising because it was you had no expectation and it was really good.
Yeah, because of how good it was.
And then Decadence,
Yeah.
it's surprising
Decadence
because you
was
because
like slightly. It was above my expectations.
well,
by
but
me.
it's mainly because of like the actual twists within the story,
I
right?
guess. Yeah, I guess.
So it
honestly,
really-
I wasn't even thinking about that when I put it on the list.
Okay,
but that
'cause-
seems to be what this is.
I mean, it was a good
Okay,
show.
well-
That's why I'm pretty sure that's why you put it on the list.
Yeah, that's why.
Alright,
I
okay,
originally.
okay. Well, that's trying to change this thing because I was
guess
gonna
it kind of
say.
depends on what does biggest surprise mean.
Well, I mean, if Decadence, if we're saying Decadence has this like interesting twist in the story, and it was also
Yeah,
like
yeah.
outdid
Like I said,
expectations,
yeah,
then
I
maybe
thoroughly
it
enjoyed it.
hits on 2 points that you
I
want to
thoroughly
keep it.
enjoyed
All right.
Like, and
I
if
guess.
Great Pretender is like really good, really outshines its what's it called, the expectations, because there wasn't really much. But like the story didn't really have as
Yeah.
much of the like same kind of
And
thing.
Knocker predicted all the heists.
There are I don't know why Knocker keeps saying that. There are surprises.
I mean,
throughout
you
all
will
of
watch
those
the show
heists
and you're
for
gonna
the
be like, "Yo, this is pretty." Like, I can see where
With
the show's
no
going. From
no
like,
Yeah,
source
but, like,
material.
like you can pretty. You can
He's
get it
so
pretty
wrong.
good.
Like if you saw the first heist, you would see how wrong he
No,
is.
why don't you watch the show and you go? So I don't know why you keep thinking that I'm wrong, but I literally watch it with you. As the scenes went
Now I'm gonna
by,
have
I
to watch
literally pointed it
You're
out.
just
I
throwing
literally
shit
pointed
at
out
the
as
fan.
the scenes went by.
Now I really
You know
have
what?
to watch
I
this
gotta
before we
give
do anime
Knocker
of the
more
year.
credibility because Bufuri, I actually
show's really
somewhat like enjoyed it.
Yeah,
referring
you
back
just
to our
hear
previous
Stefan's
podcast,
yelling.
like it was actually not.
If y'all
as
watch
bad.
Decadence and Great Pretenders, y'all would. I think everyone here would say The Great Pretenders is a better show.
I
Yeah,
literally
maybe.
said that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
a better
weakness.
show, yeah.
That's my weakness. I have not seen all the shows.
See, check this out, right? Check this out, right?
This
Y'all-
this
just
doesn't
because-
feel right.
It
This
doesn't. It doesn't.
It's y'all.
Yeah, but I
y'all-
mean, we're
y'all
gonna talk more
values-
about Great Pretender as like.
Yeah.
Great Pretenders will get its shine, I
Yeah.
guess. Ah.
Yeah. See, okay, Stefan,
think
y'all
we
keep
can-
putting Stefan's
All right,
value
fine.
way too high.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
This is no one else has seen the show except for
Yeah.
me, so
He'll be-
I have
he'll be
to.
like-
I
he'll
have
be like,
to defend
"Ugh,
I will say,
single-handedly.
Stefan, like,
Trash,
in our referring to our
trash."
previous podcast, Bufuri actually somewhat enjoyed it, and you were really trashing on it, and
Oh,
I was
no.
convinced.
Yeah.
I was convinced.
Let's not go
But
back.
after watching it, I was like, I still kind of
Yeah.
didn't regret how we decided it, but I definitely would give it a bit more, a positive.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most mid show
Yeah,
of 2020, dog.
it is mid in the sense of the plot, and
All
and,
right,
like,
all right, we're retreading
Yeah.
old. We're
Yeah, it's a whole
retreading
different-
old news.
All right, so
All
we
right.
have Don Machi
is my
season
top
3,
three right here.
Talentless Nana, and Decadence. There you go. There you go. Omar won. We have to pick a number
I didn't have a
one.
list going into this. So.
me either,
From
but
the-
Yeah,
I
neither
felt
did I.
these strongly about these three, so it worked out.
I really want a Great Pretender to be on this list, but it's okay.
All right,
Does
so
Don Machi
yeah.
win?
Fine.
I don't know. Does Don?
See, that's so weird. Like,
I
is
could.
weird,
I
right?
honestly don't. I don't.
I'm actually fine with girl pick up girls in a dungeon winning, but
I feel like Don Machi was like
man, that's
better
so
than
weird.
expected, but it's not the best
Yeah,
show here, so I don't know.
yeah.
if
I mean, I
that's-
wouldn't say
not,
big,
it's
like,
not the best show here.
From the
though.
point
It's not
of
about
us
the best
having
show.
a very negative outlook for season 2, I think that's why we kind of are rating it.
Yeah, that's
highly,
why.
big
Yeah, that's why
surprise.
it's rated so high.
I mean,
Honestly, okay.
is that the general consensus? You think?
Yeah,
for
it
most
had
people?
the lowest expectations going in for sure.
Oh, really?
I
Like,
hate
yeah,
it.
because I
season
think
2
with
was
the
that
other,
bad as a general
Yeah,
consensus?
yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Yeah.
most people.
yeah, because I think
mean, I-
like with the other two shows, it's like. Specifically, Talon's Nada for you guys that didn't read the manga is like you don't really have any expectations going in. Decadence, you probably didn't really have that much expectations going in. But then Don Machi is like you literally had bad. Your expectations were like, oh, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
If it's more of the same
Yeah.
as season 2, it's gonna
Yeah.
be bad. And then after
It was
watching it, it was
so
like,
good.
oh, this
It
was
was
just
really
way
good.
better than
It was
this is
really
way
good.
better than season 2. So
Really
it's like
good.
I don't know. That's
Nostalgia at the
Okay.
end and just oh man.
I'm fine crowning Don Machi. If
Yeah,
that's what y'all
yeah.
want to do.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
yeah, I'm okay with that too.
All right. Sounds like a middling.
I think Don Machi, it deserves some praise for what they did in this season after season 2. It definitely does.
I mean, there is only so much you can do with the source material, but season
that's true. But like in season 2, they definitely just like rushed stuff, or I don't know what the production of season 2, but they
there were some problems there. Somewhere.
Yeah, there were some problems.
I feel really dirty putting it as number 1, but like I'm ready for a second.
What do you want to put as number 1, Doctor?
No.
Have you even watched the show? Have you even watched Don Machi? I feel like you didn't even watch most of it.
Do you know how much I hated season 2 so much that I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I think that's the point.
Did you watch?
Yeah, that's the point.
No.
Oh, you didn't watch season 3?
No, I hated it so much that I didn't watch season 3.
All right.
That's how much.
Maybe this stuff right here will motivate you to go watch it.
Yeah, you see, that's why I feel dirty putting it as number 1. But just listening to you guys, I can't. Really
you should watch it because it's way better than season 2. Like miles better than season 2.
Well, I think that's it for our Anime of the Year award. Biggest surprise, we have our number 1, Don Machi. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon season 3? Also pretty surprising, we have Talentless Nana and Decadence.
I'm okay with this list. I like this list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any final remarks, or are we good to move on to the next category, which is most disappointing?
Yeah.
Knocker shows will be able to shine in this one.
I'm gonna fight so hard.
Oh yeah,
Yo, we're gonna be fighting so
is
hard.
Baki on the list?
You already know.
Is it really?
I put it on there. He put
like that one fight on there, didn't you?
I put Muhammad
or the one character.
The one character on there. Just the character.
We got to get rid of that first.
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. Yeah. This has been. I didn't even keep track of the number. Our episode 10. I'm gonna say
question mark 10 question mark
episode question mark. I don't remember how do we sign this off? Do we have a nope? I don't think we have.
Nope, we don't.
Everybody wave at the camera. See you next time.